It's showtime, folks!
Throwdown Nation, we need to talk about possibly the most unexpected, but in many ways most intriguing Summerslam match on the announced card thus far. Gunther, the Ring General, versus Nick Aldis in Aldis's first ever WWE match. Bear in mind, this isn't just a match. This is a message to the locker room and also to the WWE Universe at large. Let's go ahead and start with the obvious. Nick Aldis didn't come to WWE primarily to wrestle. He came to run SmackDown as the GM. He's been the authority figure, the suit, the guy making the calls, at least publicly facing. But obviously the itch to do his thing in the ring was still there, and the need to scratch that itch apparently was growing. And now he's stepping into the ring with truly one of the most violent, disciplined, and dominant wrestlers of the last decade. It's insane, and quite honestly, I love it. Now, Nick Aldis himself is not just some random authority figure. For those of you who are not aware or familiar with Nick Aldis's resume, he's honestly had quite the history prior to his arrival in WWE. The man truly carried the NWA on his back when they really needed him to. He was a strong and worthy NWA champion, carrying on that storied legacy and having great matches with the likes of Cody Rhodes, for instance. He was also truly the face of Impact Wrestling during his time there as Magnus. The guy has been a world champion everywhere that he's gone. He's a professional wrestler's professional wrestler. But, and there is a but, and this is key, he's never wrestled in WWE. Never. And having your first match being against Gunther, that's like your first day at work being a cage match. But if Aldis is going to venture into the ring in the WWE system, now seemingly would definitely be the time. The guy's going to be 40 in November, and as we all know, Father Time ultimately is undefeated. On the other hand, Gunther doesn't care about Aldis's resume, doesn't care about his legacy. Gunther cares about dominance. He cares about respect, and he cares honestly about punishing anyone who dares to step in what he views as his ring. Gunther, over the last year or so, has been cutting a virtual swath through many legendary WWE superstars, sending Bill Goldberg, John Cena, and AJ Styles all into retirement. But this match is not about titles. This match is going to end up being about pride. It's about Aldis proving to the WWE Universe, and even more importantly, to himself, that he's still got it. On the flip side, it's about Gunther continuing his dominance by essentially running roughshod over anyone who stands in his way. And it's about proving who actually runs SmackDown, the man in the suit or the man who breaks people. This feud works because it feels real. Aldis and Gunther have been doing a good job of blurring the lines on this. Aldis has been trying to keep order within SmackDown. Gunther has been trying to impose his own order. And now those two philosophies are on a collision course at SummerSlam. This is a storyline about leadership, about control, about who gets to decide what SmackDown of the future looks like. A question that springs to mind, at least for me, is this. What does all of this mean for Aldis's future? Storyline-wise, Nick Aldis definitely crossed a line by interfering in the outcome of the match at Saturday night's main event between Punk and Cody and Gunther and Sammy. Logically, there would have to be repercussions of some sort for this, which would seemingly put Aldis's remaining as SmackDown GM in doubt. I mean, I would say that there is definitely a conflict of interest if the GM is openly interfering in the outcomes of matches. It just seems like his time as GM may be coming to an end. So as far as a prediction for all this goes, look, Aldis is tough as nails. The guy has been through the wars. He's smart, he's experienced, but Gunther is a different breed, and right now the guy is operating on a very different level. Aldis's age that I referenced earlier should mostly be a non-factor, as Gunther is 38 himself. But the difference is Gunther has been wrestling very regularly and getting those reps, whereas Aldis has not wrestled a match since 2023. Now granted, I'm sure Aldis has been training, but without doing frequent matches, there will be at least some level of ring rust. So unless Nick Aldis has some kind of plan in mind, and he might very well, this could be a very short, very violent, very painful night for the former NWA World Champion. But if Aldis pulls off the upset, and in spite of Aldis's resume of work and his pedigree, beating Gunther at this point would be an upset. If Aldis pulls it off, that changes everything on SmackDown. So Throwdown Nation, who you got? The ring general or the general manager? Drop your predictions, do any fantasy booking, give us your chaos theories, and whether or not you think Nick Aldis remains as SmackDown GM. Because like I said, this match could reshape and reset the entire blue brand. Definitely excited to hear your thoughts. Drop them below, and we'll see you soon.